Hey y'all, welcome back to my Homegirl's Couch, your ultimate space for real and raw and unfiltered conversations, hosted by, of course, your favorite homegirl, Justice.
Taylor. We are missing Shay today, as you guys can probably see. She is in the middle of doing a music video shoot, and manager side of me comes out. She's got to be there. She's got to do business. So we're gonna miss her this episode, but it'll be me and Justice walking you guys through some conversations we've had over the past couple weeks. Starting off, we are slightly hungover.
Just hungover.
We had mom's night out.
We did, and it was like straight mom's night out. Listen, there was one point in the night where I literally said, "I'm old, bitch. I want to go to bed."
Yeah, and I looked at you and I was like, "I'm older than you," and I was fine, by the way.
And I'm tired. I want to go to bed. And I think it was probably around the 7:30, 8 o'clock mark. I was like, I'm tired. We are some real moms out.
You were being a real mom. I was out.
But I took it to the chest and I said, give me 5.
Yeah,
I'll get it back together.
And she puked and rallied last night.
I did.
And she took it like a champ. I'm proud of her.
I did. I said 5 minutes, bitch. Because I could feel my friend needed this night. And I said,
I haven't been out in a while. And if y'all know me, I am a hermit. I like being at home. I like to have my lights, my smoke, by myself, nobody bothering me.
And I realized, I said, I'm definitely the friend that always goes home before the night even gets started. I've done this to this bitch like 2 times. I'm like, I'm ready to go home.
Well, and for once, usually I'm like, all right, I'll step out for like a minute and I'll be back in bed by like 11 o'clock. But for some reason last night, I really wanted to
You wanted to be out, and I could feel that.
I wanted to be out. And it was a good time. We went to the event More Than Friends at Warehouse on Broadway.
Which is such a fire space.
Oh my God. Shout out to Dom Chronicles and everybody else that participated in the putting together of this event. It was chef's kiss.
It was.
It was amazing. It was a great time.
It was. I think what I appreciated most about the event was there were times I was literally sitting there with Taylor and I was taken aback because I was like, there's so many different vibes in here at one time. There are so many different vibes in here at one time. Like you have one segment of people and then the other segment, they all trailing behind each other. Like I didn't just see XYZ type of personality with that type of personality.
You would see like a metalhead walk through the door, and the next thing you know, you see a girl in a little short mini skirt with a tube top, and then the next
white boys was in there like
in a sweatpants suit,
getting it. It was crazy.
It was a great time. Shout out to Dom Chronicles and to everybody who participated in that event.
Yeah, that
was a great event.
I think what I explained to you, best way to explain the event. And I appreciated it and I remembered it. And I was like, I want to say it on the podcast because I think it's a big deal. Is that the vibe of the event was for the culture to see that the culture can also be in unison. It was so fire.
Yeah.
Because the vibe was definitely for the music was culture.
The music was on.
The music was culture, but to see so many different people vibe to our music was...
Everybody was dancing.
Yes.
I think it's a millennial thing because we all kind of listen to each other's music throughout growing up. Because I feel like everybody knows who Blink-182 is when you're a 90s baby. Everybody listened to Nelly.
Couldn't tell you a Blink-182 song.
But you know who they are. But you know who they are, right?
I don't. What? I've heard the name, but I don't know who they are.
Maybe I take my statement back then.
You do have to take your statement. I said, I know the name, but I couldn't tell you how many people are in the group, what they look like.
Well, okay. Well, I couldn't tell you. What
Is there 3 people just off the name?
I couldn't tell you how many people are in the band. Actually, I couldn't tell you what they look like. I could.
So how you gonna say it?
Because I know this. I know the Nobody Likes You When You're 23.
Oh, get out of here! I've never in my life.
Things. Is that it?
That's some Iowa shit.
Yeah.
That's some Iowa shit. That's some Iowa shit.
My alternative fucking Taylor is coming out. Maybe, okay, all right. Maybe it's an Iowa thing.
What song?
It's like it's like a older, it's like a 2000 song. It's like play that Blink-182 song.
That I've heard. I've heard that lyric, but I don't know this.
I was doing just fine before I met you, but
Chainsmokers with Halsey.
Damn, you could say. I feel like people would know the Chainsmokers. Yeah. That one is more accurate.
Yeah.
That the chain smokers and Halsey, that I would have used that before Blink 182.
That's actually one of Carter's favorite songs right now. She plays it every time we're in the car. Yes.
Okay. Well, anyway, shout out to Dom Chronicles.
Chef's Kiss, great event. As an event coordinator, like,
and everybody go check out Warehouse on Broadway. That's
a great venue.
It was.
Yeah, and it's like a hidden gem in KC. I feel like people don't really know about it.
Well, it's new, right?
Yeah, but it's had like a couple different owners within the last like 2 years, I believe. So.
I don't know. I've drove on Broadway, and I don't think I've ever seen that building until last night when it was lit up, and I was like, "Oh, okay."
I mean, it's definitely been there. Okay. They didn't build it. They've revamped it a couple times. Like it was opened up as like the jukebox, or maybe it was still Warehouse on Broadway, but like they just didn't execute it the way that it should be executed with that type of venue. Yeah. But I mean, More Than Friends did it. Like
they did. I'm ready for the next one.
Yeah, I told Shay she has to come with us.
When is the next one?
Probably in the summer. I think he does it quarterly. I think.
I would have liked
me on that. But if y'all haven't been to More Than Friends, go to the next one. Yeah. You won't fucking regret it.
Yeah.
But we were a comment was said last night to us.
Yeah.
As we were out. We were sitting at Parlor, shout out Parlor. And one of our friends was with us and we're talking about our types, right? And for those of you who know me, yes, I do date black men. I have also dated white men, okay?
Shout out Tay.
Yep, my preference is black men. And this man that we were with proceeded to tell me that I have jungle fever.
Okay, but we got to break it down though. Okay, because you gotta give a little backstory. Okay, you gotta give a little backstory. Taylor, her preference is a dark skinned man or chocolate man. I
like them big dogs. Like, let me climb you like a tree.
Yeah, like Taylor does like the dark skinned men. That's her type. That's her vibe. The said person making the comment about the jungle fever is a light skinned man. So I understand.
I was just floored.
He did. But I would say he did say it, and it was blatant. So I feel like it is on the floor to be picked up. He did say it. He said that she had jungle fever. And as her friend,
you clocked him. Though.
I did. I clocked it. I was like, oh, because of the comments that I've just recently heard on the podcast. Like when Shay had first said milkman, I did not know what a milkman was. I did not know what a milkman was at all.
Really?
No, I didn't. I'm biracial and I did not know what a milkman was. Like I'd never heard that term. No, see, look, when I told my cousin last week about a milkman, she goes, "Yeah, that's the man that gets the wife pregnant." And I was like, "Yes, bitch, but no." No, right? That's what I would have associated milkman with, but that's not what Shay meant. A milkman is a black man that only likes white women. A milkman.
Milk. He's a milkman.
You didn't know that either? Okay. Eastside's gonna clock in.
No. So I always got the jokes that I don't look like my parents. So they always said, your mama got with the milkman. So that's the way I always thought.
Yeah, that's where I thought the milkman was, because back in the day, the stay-at-home wife, the husband was at work, the milkman brought the milk, and it was usually like some young, hot tender. And he was sleeping with the wife at home when he dropped off the milk.
Did you ever question it?
To this day, I don't know if those are my parents, man. No. No.
Sorry, sometimes you find things out about your parents and how...
That was a joke.
They get it in a little later, and you're like, okay, my parents a little tea. I didn't know. The milkman that Shay was referring to was a black man that likes white women. So I had that terminology in the back of my head when he said that Taylor had jungle fever. Mm-hmm. And I sat on it for a second and I didn't say nothing. I just kind of let their conversation flow. And I could tell Taylor was a little offended.
I wouldn't say it was even a conversation. My hand swung and I hit
I shouldn't even say a little offended. My friend was offended. And I could feel that.
I just think that is... I think it's offensive, and because also when I first started dating black men, the white men back at home in Iowa called me a lot of offensive names.
Yeah, I could imagine.
Yeah, and it's God, it just irritates.
It's a trigger.
It gets
It's an offensive. It's an offensive term, and I don't think that people have even thought about how offensive that term is to a white woman who doesn't see color or see like it looking like a fetish.
I like what I like.
Yeah,
and that's it. Like there isn't a fetish. Like I said, I've dated white men. I've dated Hispanic
men. Baby, listen, some type of man could just do it for you, honey. Yeah. Where another one just can't.
Yep.
And that's just what it is.
Yeah.
But anyways, I felt her offense for her. And as he was laughing and saying that, I said, how would you feel if she said, like, it's no different than, somebody saying you a milkman. And he was taken aback for a second. I felt like he was like, he had to think about it. He did. And I said, think of it like this. I likes my man dark. I like a dark man. And I'm biracial. And I asked him, I said, would you tell me I had jungle fever?
Yep.
Would you? That's what it was.
That's what stumped him, because he just looked at you and he was stuck. Like,
he was like, I said, would you tell me I have jungle fever? Because I do have, there's a preference for me.
Yeah. That's what it is. It's a preference.
It is. It's a preference for me. And he said no. And I said, okay, so then you shouldn't say, like, that shouldn't be what you said to her. And I felt like, man, that was a very educated moment for everybody involved, because I didn't, in the moment when I thought about it, it was like just instant in my brain, but that's not something that I've thought about before. Because I look at it as like, oh, I'm just dating within my race. I don't look at it as like that even like a comment that would be said to me. But I understood it. Yeah. I was like, well, I do like only dark skin, so it could be said about me. But is it ever going to be said about me? No, it's not.
No. And that's like, now we're going to get into the interracial dating. This is a great topic. I didn't notice until I started dating interracially how offended others get of your relationship. Yeah. Which is fascinating to me, because why does my relationship with a person of a different color than me bother you?
Yeah. Yeah.
And a lot of people do have issues with it, which is where you get those terms of jungle fever and all of that bullshit.
Yeah, milkman, whatever.
Yeah. Like I remember when I was dating this guy and we went to Snooze, shout out Snooze, cinnamon roll pancakes. And the stares that we got were crazy.
You felt like you were stared at?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we were stared at pretty hard. Sorry. What is going on?
Continue, sorry. Snooze pancakes.
What did I do? Hold on.
All right, hold on.
He wants to say something. Look at him.
Cinnamon roll pancakes. What is that?
Kid, that's what you guys stuck on?
Cause I look over at him and he's like, what? Like he's like, what the?
That sounds nasty.
What? No, it does not.
That sounds disgusting.
What?
Bro.
Okay, I'm ordering cinnamon roll pancakes for y'all next time then.
When I make pancakes, I put a pinch of cinnamon. What's a cinnamon roll pancake? Like, does it sound like what I'm thinking?
Please make it make sense where that's any different. How you put cinnamon in your pancake? No, because no.
Well, so a cinnamon roll pancake, are you putting like icing and fucking syrup, or how are we doing that?
Syrup. Listen, I'm gonna give it to you. Okay, so you put cinnamon in your pancakes.
Mm-hmm. Like when I'm making the batter, I do like a pinch of cinnamon.
Okay. It's that little like that. It tastes like a cinnamon roll. Yes or no?
Well,
no.
It doesn't taste like a cinnamon roll to you.
No.
To be really clear, I don't really cook too much, so I can't tell you how to make a cinnamon roll.
I can tell you how to make a
cinnamon
roll.
All I can tell you is that they're good as fuck. You use a little brown sugar and
cinnamon, and you put it in a little swirl inside the pancake mix, and then you cook it like that.
So at Snooze, they have the icing. Glaze. They have the icing.
You use glaze, and it tastes like a cinnamon roll.
Yeah, I think the icing is actually kind of like the syrup.
So it's basically a cinnamon roll?
Yeah.
It is. It's good.
So it's not even a pancake?
It is a pancake.
It is a pancake, but it tastes like a cinnamon roll.
I'm going to make one. I'm going to make one for us, you guys.
It's delicious.
I have all the ingredients to make one. I'm going to make one.
Now I just lost my train of thought.
Issa, you understanding this?
Irrelevant.
Irrelevant.
Yeah. I am going to make a cinnamon roll pancake, though, because he's got to try one now.
No, we got to.
All right, so you went to Snooze with your friend.
Man, y'all can't do this to me because I'm a little hungover and I just lost my train of thought.
It was that you were at Snooze with your friend and you were getting stared at. And we were talking about interracial dating and that people are offensive about other people and like
And like, oh yeah, hardcore stares. And coming from Iowa, like,
did you feel uncomfortable?
A little.
Why did you feel uncomfortable?
I just feel uncomfortable if anybody stares at me.
I said, bitch, I just got social anxiety last night. We walked
into parlor, this table just turned around and just stared at us.
Yeah. And I was like,
I don't like getting stared at. If you're gonna stare at me, say something, or I'm gonna say something.
So let me ask you this. And this may like make you think a little bit. Do you think that maybe that was your perception, that that's what they were thinking of while they were staring at you? Because maybe they were just staring at you because you're beautiful, or that they're staring at you because you guys are a good looking couple, or I don't know. Like there could be multiple different reasons why they were staring at you. Because I will say, if I'm in a restaurant and somebody walks in and they catch my attention, there could be multiple thoughts that I have, and I'm telling, like 9 times out of 10, it's not because of like what they look like first, like the color of their skin. Like if they got on a fire outfit, like, oh, that couple is kind of fire.
Yeah.
Like,
and maybe some of them were thinking that, but from what I observed with body language and just other, things that I picked up about them, they weren't very happy.
What do you mean
about seeing us? Like there was an older couple, older white couple.
Okay.
Like thinking like 70s, 80s, older white couple. And the lady literally looked disgusted.
Okay, that's pretty bold.
Yeah. Yeah. Like shit like that. Now there might have been stares where I probably read it wrong, because I know I have RBF and people probably think that I'm talking shit about them in my brain, which maybe I am, but I mean, normally I'm nice.
But my thing was it just like maybe you thinking because of and not to like put you on the spot or even like, but I do want to pick your brain about it just a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think that maybe it was like just like your immediate thoughts because of?
So I noticed the older lady first, but then the guy I was with actually kind of pointed it out to me more, which is kind of funny because it depicted throughout most of our relationship that's how it went down.
Okay, I'm tracking now.
So I picked up he was uncomfortable with it.
Okay,
and but it made me more aware of our surroundings. But I mean, bottom line, like he was uncomfortable with dating a white woman.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So it could be a personal reflection that's like reflecting back to the stairs. Is like what I kind of pick up on. Mm-hmm. Just kind of like processing that. Yeah. Because I know for me, if I walk in somewhere and like someone's staring, like I immediately go to like, do I got something on my face? Like I go immediately to like how I'm feeling.
Yeah.
Of why they'd be staring.
I automatically just kind of go in like a bitch mode, and I'm like
what the fuck are you staring at me for? The fuck?
I go to the worst case scenario all times.
Okay, but do you think that the interracial dating is, my whole point in that is like, do you think that the interracial dating aspect and how people view that in a negative light is more of a personal reflection? Because like you said, he obviously had issues with dating a white woman publicly. Mm-hmm. Or is it really the public's perception of not being okay with that?
I think it's a mix, to be quite honest. I mean, everybody has their own opinions. Everybody's entitled to their own opinions, unfortunately, whether they're right or wrong within those opinions. But I do think it's a mix, because some people do grow up like learning to not date outside of their race. Yeah, it is foreign. And there are things throughout, the outside environment that could point you in another direction as well. So I feel like it's just a mix, to be honest. Some people are uncomfortable with it themselves, but I notice I'm much more observant and aware of stares.
Yeah, I can see that. I don't know. I just feel like for me personally, like I don't know if my dating life could be influenced by what's acceptable in my surroundings.
No, and it doesn't influence me, but I think okay, so
I'm not saying just you personally, but like just in general, because it is a thing.
Well, also nowadays, something that I have been made more aware of are like the comments of when people are in an interracial relationship, people make very bold assumptions.
Like
about
what kind of
that
assumptions?
person? Like when a white woman is dating a black man.
It's jungle fever.
Jungle fever. Or if that black man is well off, the white woman is a gold digger. Automatically. Like, there are a lot of negative connotations that people put on others when they're dating outside of their race. A black man dating a white woman.
That is a lot. There is a lot said there, especially when they do have like that high value in them.
Yeah, so I mean, I feel like people see the interracial couples and they make some presumptions about each person that's in that relationship.
What I don't get is like the angry black woman vibe. And I might shake the floor a little bit with that. I might. But when you see an athlete or you see a man of high value, a black man of high value, and he's with a white woman, it is heavily scrutinized. It is. Mm-hmm. And I just don't get that. And that leads me back to like the beginning of our conversation when people dating certain people does piss other colored people off.
Well, I think a lot of that, and I will say this, like there have been a lot of occasions where a white woman has done a black man wrong, where a white woman has put, names on a black man, like they committed essay on me and they put this black man in jail for a crime that they didn't commit.
But that's that and to be honest, fault for being with like somebody like that has that type of character. I feel like that has nothing to I agree,
but when you see like a common denominator of it being like a white woman, I understand it to a certain extent. You know what I mean? I understand the hesitation.
But hesitation from who? Outsiders looking in? Yeah. Or the anger? Because I've seen it where it's just like, of course, he's of high value, he's going to be with a white woman.
Are you talking? Okay, so you're talking specifically with black women.
Yes.
Okay.
And that goes back to you saying, people feel some kind of way about when they see interracial couples. And I honestly feel like that is because of something that they're internalizing in an opinion. There's something within themselves like they got a problem with it. It's not really. Yeah. I don't think it's so much that it's the interracial couple within themselves, mm-hmm. or like the interracial dating within itself. It's like I feel like that opinion comes from somewhere within. It doesn't come from the aspect of looking at the couple. Do you get what I'm saying, Esai?
Yeah. So real quick, just kind of backtracking a little bit to the black man being a high value. Mm-hmm. I saw this stat, and it was from a podcast, so no telling how factual it is, but they said that the statistic shows that 95% of that high value, so we'll say six figures and up, 95% of those men are actually married or dating a black woman. And people think that that's a lot higher than it is, but really it's a small percentage of those high value men that are actually going outside of their race.
So you're saying
96%?
95% are with the black woman.
So you're saying that it's actually they are with black women, but the perception is that these black men are really
perception rules the world.
Perception does rule the world. I was gonna say, I honestly
I'm gonna stamp that. That's my new fucking slogan.
But I honestly feel like there's specific scrutinization on just a couple, like in the moment. But that's may just be because of what the situation is. And honestly, I'm going to be real as fuck, it comes off a little haterish. It does come off like haterism a little bit. It's like, it has nothing to do with you as a black woman. It has nothing to do with you and how you look. Don't internalize that and say, of course he's going to pick a white woman and they do black women dirty and they don't want to take a black woman to the top.
Here, and I will say this though, like, I can't speak for a black woman. I haven't gone through what they've gone through. I can say for myself though, whenever I get into a position with a black man, I do ask them, we've talked about it before, have you ever been with a black woman? Am I the only white woman you've been with? Because I think those questions matter because there are, we talked about it as well, there are fetishes. But I refuse, because there are those Black men out there who trash Black women. That is something I will not tolerate. Yeah. It's something I will never tolerate. If you in any way trash talk a Black woman to me and you are a Black man, I lose respect for you immediately. And so there is a certain extent where I have had contact with Black men who trash talk Black women. Yeah. And they get cut off, obviously. But like there are Black men out there that do that.
I'm the devil's advocate speaking over here, honey, because have you ever badmouthed a white man that just ain't your vibe?
I mean, I'll be the first one to badmouth a white man.
Listen.
If they're disrespectful and it's validated.
There isn't.
There is no difference. Because I'm going to sit here and tell you all day, white boys
no, but there is a difference. No. Hold on.
I feel like there's a difference. And I'm speaking because I'm biracial and I can speak on both aspects.
No, because I have had a Black man legitimately tell me that Black women are not attractive. All right? So there is a difference. I will trash talk.
I'm half white and a white man is not attracted to me.
Hold on. I will trash talk a white man to a certain extent. You had to have done me wrong. I'm not sitting here saying white men are gross. Is a white man attracted to you? Hold on. They can be, yeah. I've dated white men. That's the whole point. I've dated white men, you know? I have found white men attractive. Channing Tatum, hot as hell. Like, there are white men that I do find attractive. The difference is I am not sitting here trash talking all white men. If I'm trash talking a white man, he has done me wrong. He has done something dirty and I don't like him. Now, there are Black men who put Black women as a whole and they trash talk Black women as a whole. I don't do that.
I would like to mediate this. No, okay. So I have a small rebuttal to that. So is it possible that these Black men that talk that way, that is they're speaking from their true experience with the few amount of Black girls that they've probably been with, but in their head, they've struck out 3-4 times and they've got with this same type of person over and over again, which left a bad taste in their mouth. So now that's kind of like, I don't even want to keep trying.
It's more the person, like it's not, I feel like it's a two-factor situation. It's really a personality distaste.
Yeah.
Versus a color distaste. And if you're going after a certain type of person that is Black and their personality trait is, I personally just do not see it being a Black women are just, I don't like the way they look. Like, I've never experienced that or seen that.
But
like,
baby,
it's always a
you're
character.
You're
it's always
Black.
A character trait when it comes down to it, or a personality
that's what it comes
trait.
down to. So let me
when it comes down to it, it's a personality trait, not a Black women are just ugly to me. I've never heard that.
Let me throw this in there too.
I have.
So it's a culture thing more than a color thing.
There you go.
Only because think about it this way: when you're growing up, say like I won't use my family because that's kind of
because there's a white woman that's ghetto as fuck somewhere that is just trashy to me.
Like I wouldn't want to go with someone from my culture all the way. Like my first instinct is I would want to go outside of my culture based on certain experiences I've dealt with or seen how my family deals with stuff or maybe cousins or whatever. So like from that point, I'll be like, hey, like for instance, Mexican girls are known to be crazy.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Psychotic crazy. I've seen this.
I'm staying
I've
away
lived
from
it.
Shout out to the Latinas out there.
Yeah. No. Just shout out to the Latinas. All the women in my family, they're great. I love them. But they all got a crazy side. And
I know what that looks like on a daily basis, and I don't want to deal with that.
Exactly. Not every man wants to deal with that, especially if they've already been through that experience. Yeah. So like with a Black man wanting to go to a white woman, in my head, it's like he wants to go and see a different lifestyle, a different culture, a different speed, because like Mexican people in general, we move at a fast pace in life. Where like when my girl's white, when she came into my world,
I did not
she
know that.
was like, she was like, this is too much. This is a lot. we don't do this much things in 1 month. Like,
I'm trying to sit on the couch and read a book and
exactly.
just like relax. Like,
so
I'm not used to this.
It's a culture leap, really, is the way I look at it. It's not a color, it's a culture.
So I think the point that's getting missed, so that I'm trying to make, it's not like whether it's a preference for them. It's the fact of there are legitimately men, black men out here who are disrespectful about black women. It's not about your preference or anything. There are black men out here who are disrespectful towards black women. That is what I don't tolerate.
I guess I just haven't experienced that.
But just because you haven't experienced it doesn't mean that it's not out there.
I'm saying.
And my only thing to that is like I understand the dislike of that because like I don't want to be around people who are bad mouthing anybody, you know, because that's just negativity.
Yeah, and it's not just like it's not just towards like I'm
Right.
not just saying specifically just with black women. If you, as a man, are disrespectful towards any race of women at all,
and I could get
that's
it
a big no-go.
if it's like over the top and it's like you could tell the malice and hate. I understand that.
Yeah.
Yes.
But you also like you kind of do have to take into account their experience with the people that they're so like because if someone really has that much hate and malice, they had to have gone through some shit to get there. They're not just gonna be like, oh, just because she's black, I don't like her. You know?
Yeah.
So I don't know. There's a lot of little fine details that you kind of have to take it in consideration a little bit. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I still think it's a personal issue across the board. That's a him problem. He sees distaste within himself.
Rounding it back to
just all of it.
Oh,
all of
well,
it.
because he started out with talking about black women not liking
seeing black men with white women.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. I feel like it all comes back to how you feel about yourself and how you project. Like 100%, I do feel that way. Because like, if your opinion is that, you know, you're not a fan of black men being with white women, that they feel like you feel like black men trash black women, that's an opinion that you internally feel. Same with black men feeling like they don't like black women or that they have a distaste for black women. Again, that is something they got to figure out within themselves. Mm-hmm. That's their own personal like insecurity within. Like it comes off as an insecurity, 100%.
I agree.
So I don't like the stigma of, or even like the idea that people don't like seeing people with a certain race, because at the end of the day, that comes off as an insecurity like of yourself. Like there's no way like I would see a black man with a white woman, I would be like, look at him, milkman ass. Like I would not. I'd just be like, that's just his cup of tea.
Yeah,
you get what I'm saying? It's just like I'm just.
I mean, yeah, I've never looked.
But
at a
I'm
couple
also not a
thought,
dark skinned woman, and I'm not a white woman to sit here and say. But I, from a mixed perspective, seeing it on both sides, if I seen a dark skinned woman with a dark skinned man.
Beautiful couple.
Beautiful couple. If I see a dark skinned man with a light skinned woman.
Beautiful couple.
Beautiful couple. If I see a dark skinned man with a white woman. Beautiful couple. There's nothing inside of me that's going, of course he would be with a white woman.
Yeah.
Of course he'd be with a black woman.
Yeah. Unfortunately, though, people do that. So, like, I mean, and like I've experienced it. I mean, with black women, if I'm with a black man, I sense it, you know, but also like with what perception rules the world, with what Esai was saying, I do give people the benefit of the doubt because maybe they had a bad experience with a white woman and they have a presumption about me.
I take that back. I have experienced. I've experienced the black man with the light skinned woman. They're the hater, like the hate in it. Like
for you?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. You looked at people
like light skinned bitches think they're the shit.
It's like it's a little the little digs.
In my opinion, that is I don't think the dark side, like that's not a thought in my head, is that dark skinned women, I don't feel no type of way about like a dark skinned woman. I don't feel no type of way about a white woman. Mm-hmm. So again, I feel like that is a personal insecurity.
Esai, in a Hispanic household, do you see a lot of like, I would say racism within and dating outside of your race?
Hispanic household?
Yeah.
Most definitely.
I was going to say, how did you feel about, how did your family feel about you being married to a white woman?
There's all types of jokes. you know, like, but like, okay, so my family is a little different because we literally are always joking with each other.
It all matters on your environment.
No, and it really does. And like around the time that I got with my girl, Get Out had just came out. And then I just so happened to go out of town with her family around that time, so I was a little nervous myself. But
that's bold of you.
So like, I'm not even gonna lie. In the Mexican household, across the board, okay, especially with the older, like the grandparents, they really do not want to see their daughters with black men. And that's just how it is, you know. So, I mean, it is prominent in the Mexican community, but I don't think it's such a big deal now. So, like, our generation's past that bullshit. Like, it's idiotic, to be honest with you, because like, to me, it's all a matter of the character. You know, that's all it should be.
That's what I feel like. At the end of the day, it really comes down to people.
That person makes the other person happy.
It comes down to, I really honestly feel like at the end of the day, it comes down to a perceived assumption about somebody and how they're going to act.
Yep.
And not so much like, yes, it's fucked up and it's stupid, but I'm going to be honest with you. If I seen a white man with Levi jeans and some cowboy boots, he's country as fuck. That's a perceived assumption. And he could be cool as a fan listening to motherfucking Boosie in the car. And you like, I'm assuming that you're country.
See, but I think it's okay to judge sometimes, you know? But because think about this, like say someone you know who's like hood gangster, like they're from the street, you know, like they grew up with that culture, and then you see them bring around a preppy white girl. Yeah, I'm be like, that don't add up. What's going on here? You know what I mean? Like, so like it's judgment opposites in that attract. Way. Sure. Yeah, no, but like,
bitch, that gives me cookout vibes when like I seen the white girl bring and he got
all the
movie
like,
and it's like just obvious as fuck. Like this couple, like you reaching right now,
right, yeah,
you reaching.
But like I understand where you guys are coming from with like the not judging and stuff, and it's 100%. You guys are right, especially when there's like passion behind the judgment. That's when it's like, all right, y'all are doing too much. Yeah, but it's all right to just be like, that don't add up, you know? Yeah, like, and just keep it moving though. You don't have to really.
And I'm not saying it was like everywhere I've turned. Yeah, but it's there. It's there. Something that I've noticed.
Well, your experiences.
He doesn't have the mic on.
We all got
Let's
a
say
little.
This way, everybody.
We got a little bit of prejudice in all of us.
A little bit. Everybody.
At the end of the day, we all got a little bit of prejudice in all of us.
You got to.
Yeah,
all of us.
And it doesn't even have to go with race. Like, everybody just judges.
Yeah, no.
A little bit.
Character-based prejudice.
There you go. That's what I feel like needs to be like
titled episode.
No. Because I don't even think it's I don't think it's racism. It's character-based prejudice.
Casual racism headline.
Character-based prejudice. I like that.
Yeah.
I like that. That is
racism.
What'd you say?
He said casual racism.
Why'd you repeat him? He didn't have
Girl,
a mic
why did
on.
you repeat that?
Sorry, I got a dark sense of humor.
Character-based racism. I like that. Over racism.
No, not character-based racism.
Thank you, because that is what he said. Character-based prejudice.
Condone racism on my
character-based prejudice is what I said. Well, because I was mixing up what you repeated his ass said. Character-based prejudice is what I think it all is.
This is the episode we get canceled, y'all.
I don't think so. I think it's a conversation.
And I always thought it was going to be Shay. Shout out Shay.
Because I'm gonna have a little prejudice on your character if I see you vibing a little certain type of way, and I'm gonna let myself know you're probably not my type of guy. You're not my type of girl. You're not my type of energy right now.
Yeah.
It's a safety mechanism, really.
Well, it's like when we talked.
Think about it.
But it does.
Okay, wait.
No,
okay,
because
wait. Not like y'all took it a different way.
Because at the end of the day, I do too. Because at the end of the day, it comes off. But it's an open conversation. I think that I'm glad we're having it.
Hold on, wait, because that made it sound.
I just got a dark sense of humor.
The way I meant it. Can I explain the way I meant that?
Yes.
Because
I feel like we on the same page.
Yeah. No. What I'm saying is, you're going to judge someone's character because you're not going to want to be around someone who's like crazy or a hothead or whatever. You know what I mean? in that way. Not
Yeah, no, I understood. It was just like the first click. I was like, oh, wait a minute.
I'm glad I'm the one that makes the clips because someone could have clipped that up.
Oh man,
Made me look bad.
oh man, no, I do. But I will say, in the same respect, like that character-based prejudice is how we get that racist like title. Because at the end of the day, no matter what, you're gonna act a certain way based on your culture or where you're from, or like I don't. There's no way around it.
See, and I think
there's no way, and that's
hot take. Hot take. In about 30 years, all the old racist people are gonna be gone.
Yeah.
Dead and gone. You know? So
fuck. You know, I really would like to agree with you on that, but I know some racist motherfuckers that are our age up in Iowa.
Oh yeah, no, for sure.
I just don't surround. I guess I just don't surround myself with those type of people because I don't.
What?
I don't think
I moved out of Iowa.
I don't know. I just feel like I've not like sat somewhere and just been like really just felt like, damn, you are really hate that type of person. Look, I don't know.
To Taylor's point, I've dealt with the stares and stuff myself, and just being Mexican, like with the white girl. So like I went to the Elm down in Excelsior Springs. It's like a little hotel thing, whatever.
Oh,
there they
spa?
have it has a spa in it.
Excelsior is
they had a nice restaurant
water
in it.
Okay,
I know, right? No, it was
now listen. There's certain,
maybe
maybe that's why I didn't experience it because there's certain places I just won't go.
But my girl, she was even like, Jesus Christ, are you watching this? I'm like, yeah, it's normal. I'm just eating. Like I'm used to it.
Yeah.
Like grocery stores, church. Church was the worst.
I'm desensitized
bro.
to it.
Yeah. Church was the worst though, because it was nothing but white people where I was going, and we get stares every single time. Bad stares, like disgusting. Like that's the part that does fuck with me sometimes when I'm looked at as like a fucking
disgusting
roach crawling on the ground,
you know?
And it's like, guys, hi, how you doing? You know, like,
hi,
get to know me before you judge me, please.
Yeah, it's a thing.
I guess I just do not go places where that's the energy.
But sometimes you don't even know. Like you don't know when you're walking into a place like that sometimes, and it just happens. You just gotta roll with it. People suck.
I don't know. I feel like if I take that back. I have walked into a place and felt like instantly I'm the only black person in here. But in the same respect, I'm not like feeling the energy. I don't give a fuck. I'm in here.
Yeah.
I'm in here. And I'm sitting at this motherfucking table.
How Aries of you.
Just vibing.
Fucking fire sign.
Like I don't know how to feel like I'm not gonna sit there and be uncomfortable or just feel like motherfuckers staring at me because I'm black. Like, bitch, I'm sitting up in here at this restaurant just like you. It's not the energy I'm picking up.
And you should have that.
I don't know. I guess that might be a light skin privilege to have. I don't know. Because you're saying you have experienced it, you've experienced it, and the only difference here is that.
Man, I do wish Shay was
I don't know
to shed some insight too.
Yeah.
Rounding it, not back or anything, but we're gonna do a new segment with you guys when it is just me and Justice. Shay's career is picking up. She does have a lot of things going on, so there are going to be a couple episodes where Shay's not going to be with us because she's a working single mom and she's got shit she's got to do.
Yeah.
So we are going to give some tea. We're also going to get some validation.
Yes.
So this is a time when we have a topic that's been heavy on our brains and we're just like, bitch, can you validate me? Yeah. Am I crazy?
Validate me
because sometimes I feel crazy.
I'm not tripping. Yeah. Yeah.
So we're going to start off kind of soft and I know I might piss some people off with what's about to come.
Wait, you got a topic you want to be validated on real quick?
The dating places.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so what kind of brought this all up, I was talking to a friend, and I like to think of myself as like a feminist, and he kind of pointed out to me that I'm not a feminist, I'm a girl's girl, because I do understand that...
No, you give me feminist vibes.
But I do understand that males... We're put on this earth for a reason. I'm not I'm not going to sit here and tell you that women can do everything men can do. We frankly can't. No,
When did you edit?
We're built differently. There are certain things that's why men are here. All right.
Listen.
First off, bitch, you don't.
Because this is a different vibe that I've had with you.
No, if I get anything and the instructions are more than 4 steps.
Change of heart?
I've always been this way. Always been this way. Now, when it comes, women should make equal pay, if not more than men. I will say I think women are smarter than men. And, all of that good shit. I want rights for women. Women should have full control over their bodies, and I'll stand on that. Okay.
But I remember in an episode, but you did say, I don't need no man.
I don't need a man. I don't need a man. Let's make that clear. I don't need a man.
I will say I watched a podcast. Recently, and they said women want to say, I don't need a man or I don't want a man. But like you just said, men are put here on this earth for a reason.
Yeah.
So I do think that there are certain functions from a man that a woman does need. Same in the respect that a man needs a certain function from a woman.
So when I say I don't need a man, like I say it as in like, I don't need a man to make me happy and to make me whole. Yeah. I don't need a man for that. Now
Oh, see, I wouldn't even have thought like.
No, that's what I mean.
But I do need a man to come over here.
No, that's what I mean when I say I don't need a man. Like I don't need a man to make me feel whole. I'll make myself feel whole. I don't need a man to fucking do that for me.
Yeah.
But I do recognize, I want a man. I want a man to put the shit together that I don't want to put together. I want a man to hang up the picture frames that I've put big fucking holes in my wall trying to put up.
That's a
Hold on. You didn't even let me finish. Like me and Justice were talking about the other night. There's something nice about hugging your man and just feeling like the release.
Yeah.
Like the stress.
Yeah. So I'm gonna say I need that.
Men are meant to protect. Men are here for a reason. Yeah. And I will say that.
I'll say I need a man for that reason. Not that I need a man to survive, but I do need a man for certain needs.
Yeah. And so, but we were talking, he pointed out that I'm a girl's girl. Yeah. I'm for the girls. Because we brought up the topic of, and I know it's kind of an older topic, but it just really irritates me. Women released this list of places they will not accept to go on a first date. Okay. And that list consisted of like the Cheesecake Factory.
This is an old topic, but yeah.
Yes. Okay. So what I said was I think the women that made that list are wrong.
Okay. I don't think I've ever heard your opinion on this. I can't wait. Why. Okay, let's hear it.
For you to sit here and to tell somebody who thoughtfully planned a date and probably more times out of 10 spent their last $50 taking you out on a date, for you to sit here and make a list and say that wasn't good enough, that to me is crazy. A man took the time to plan a date. He took the time to pay for the date. Yeah. And you're going to sit here and say it wasn't good enough? I think women are wrong for that. I really do. Now, I get having standards and everything. Yeah. I understand that. But like, shit, for me, I can't. Men nowadays, this is where I'm going to trash men for a little bit. Men can't plan out a date nowadays.
They can't.
Yeah, I literally had a conversation with a man the other day, and I was like, you need to lead, like plan something. And guess who chose where to fucking eat? Me. It's men can't. Come on in, Esai.
So you're one of the few women that could choose where to eat?
Hold on. First off,
hot take.
I can't choose where I want to eat.
Okay.
But what I'm getting at is when you plan a date, when you want to take a girl out on a date, I feel like it's a man. If a man wants to take a girl on a date, it's a man's duty to plan that date out.
Mm-hmm.
Do you feel like it's the restaurant, like specifically, that is the reason why it made it that list, or is it like the effort, the convenience of the restaurant?
Nah, because I mean, and this is where I'm going to piss off a lot of girls. I think a lot of women out here nowadays are just looking for a fucking handout.
Yeah.
They're looking for the man that's going to make them not have to work. They're looking for a lot of women out here, they don't want to fucking work. They don't want to do any of that. They want a man to take care of them. Yeah. Which if that's what you want, go for it, girlfriend. If you like it, I love it. But I'm just not that type of person. And for women to sit here and say that men planning a date and it's not good enough, but then they want to sit here and talk about how trash the dating scene is. You're part of the problem. Yeah.
So let me ask you something. You really vibing with dude, right? This is imaginary person giving you a date scenario.
Oh God.
You vibing, right? You like him a lot.
Okay.
You got high expectations.
Okay.
You really want to see yourself going with longevity with this situation, right?
Okay.
And the initial date is McDonald's. Or it's Applebee's to even like take it up a notch. We go to Applebee's.
Okay. First off, I love the mozzarella sticks.
Go to Applebee's, bitch, and that's the date.
Okay. Then that's what I'm going to pick your brain, and I'm going to see, does this man have goals? Because everybody's down bad. The economy fucking sucks right now, right? Like, but does he have goals? Is he working towards those goals? Because, yeah, I mean, people are down and out sometimes, but, like, it's different when you can talk to a man and you can tell that they have no intention of getting out of the hole that they're in. They have no intention of bettering themselves.
But your expectation is to be winding down. Like, you see, like, I'm not going to lie, and I hope you can understand and see where I'm coming from. When you're anticipating a date with a certain person, is there a certain expectation that you are envisioning for the date? Because I feel like that's where this list really comes from at the end of the day.
No, because to be quite frank, like, I just want a guy to plan a motherfucking date. Plan it. Tell me what time I need to be ready. Tell me what I need to wear. That is way good enough for me because, to be quite honest, I get it. Picking somebody to marry and all that stuff, that's one of the biggest financial decisions that you're ever going to make. But, like, I'm looking to build with somebody, you know, and people are building right now. We're in our 30s. Nobody's to where they want to be right now.
Okay.
So I'm looking to build with you. And if you can't even give me that aspect, then it's just not going to work out. But I don't come in with the expectation of being wined and dined. I come with the expectation of, I'm trying to get to know you to see if we can build together. Can you be my best friend? Can you be my ride or die?
Okay, let me say something to this. Have you been in a relationship or a situation where the date has started with maybe an Applebee's date and y'all became an exclusive situation? Did the dates ever exceed past like a high value date? Or was it always like a movie and a dinner or an Applebee's? Like just very like, because women want nice dates. Yes or no? That you fantasize, have you ever fantasized like having like a real nice date?
Yeah.
Have you ever been in a situation where you went on a date with somebody, first date, and it's been Applebee's and it turned into a long-term situation and that's just where the date stayed?
Okay, well,
around
first,
that baseline.
I mean, no, not really, because at that point, the whole relationship is going to become monotone anyways. Within relationships, for me, like, you have to date somebody. Like, you have to continue to date them.
That's my point.
But that means planning different things. You don't just go to the same thing every time. That's like having sex in the same position every time you guys have sex. It gets fucking boring. At that point, your relationship's going to be monotone, right? Yeah. I mean, I get bored easily. All right.
But you don't feel like the expectation is like set for him when like you're okay with that being like
no, because
the first date?
But then like for me, that's where the conversations come in. Like if you know me to the point where we're in a relationship, you know, again, I'm looking to build with you. I'm thinking, yes, the dates are going to get better. We're building together. We're building that income together. We're taking those steps. You are bettering yourself. So yeah, naturally the dates are going to get better. But when it comes down to it, just plan. It's a thoughtfulness for me. Plan a date. Take me out on a picnic at the fucking park. What's that?
But I will tell you 9 times out of 10, you're not going to get that. You're not going to get that date along down the road from somebody that's taking you to Applebee's because the effort's just not there initially. So it's not going to be there later.
But that's really, I mean, I think that's really kind of bold to say that effort isn't there initially if he took the time to plan it and maybe he's just down bad. I think that's really bold to say, to be quite honest.
You're adding a factor in there, like saying down bad, but you could be down bad and put effort into a picnic. Like there's a whole different type of vibe. But then again,
that's where the conversation comes in when you're on the date. You get to know that person to see if you want to continue that.
I feel like Esai want to say something. I do.
Yeah. Okay. So I'm gonna kick a scenario to you guys because so most of the time I feel that guys will understand what type of women they're dealing with, whether they're high maintenance, whether they're a little more down to earth, and you could take them to like an Applebee's type thing. Now, I feel like when a dude really likes a woman, he's gonna try to top everything immediately. You know what I mean? Not every guy, but like if a guy that is doing okay really wants to take a girl out, say he takes them to Ocean Prime or whatever, you know, like something crazy. And that is what the start is, but then it slowly dwindles down to you end up at Applebee's. Like, how would you guys feel in that situation? Is that better, worse?
I think that it comes down to, I don't know. That's a good question.
I think for me, it just all comes down to, you know, we're just talking about, you know, the first date, right? And then I think it's just bold of women to say that Cheesecake Factory isn't good enough.
Okay, now Cheesecake Factory is okay though.
Shit like that. Like, I just think that that's really bold of women to say. Now, throughout dating, like, you're just going to get a vibe of that person.
Yeah.
To be honest, you're going to decide if you want to continue to date that person. You're going to ask some questions. You should have conversation, and then you can decide from there who that person is in your eyes.
Cheesecake Factory is cool, though. I feel like if Cheesecake Factory is on the list of saying, like, it's unacceptable, that's lame.
Yeah. And like I said, I know what I want in a relationship. So like all these different scenarios of like, oh, what if you just stay at Applebee's, or what if you start at Ocean Prime and then you go down? But I know what I want in a relationship, and I know what I expect of my man.
Okay.
All right. So when I say we're going to better ourselves, we are going to better ourselves.
Okay. So real quick.
And that's part of building in a relationship.
Now, you're speaking from your experience, which is great. But put yourself in those women's shoes that made that post.
Yeah.
So not put yourself in to like empathize with them. I'm saying put yourself into their shoes and try to figure out and think of reasons why they are even having that mindset. Why do you think?
Did you guys watch any of the videos that came out with that post too?
No.
By the way, there were literally just women saying that Cheesecake Factory wasn't good enough.
I think because there's a certain expectation that maybe that woman had for the type of lifestyle that she wanted,
so
and
bougie?
at the end of the day, that comes down to the preference of the person. For me personally, Cheesecake Factory is cool. Do I want to go on like a really expensive, nice date and have that experience? Absolutely. But Cheesecake Factory is cool.
Yeah.
But for some women, sitting and going and knowing that they're going on a date and that where it's a cocktail dress or it's a certain type of vibe where the man is dressed a certain type of way, that is an expectation, and that's how they feel a first date should be. But I would say those type of women are probably living in a fantasy world. They're fantasizing a romance movie. I don't fucking know. It's not real life, but that's
my point.
That's their preference.
I think women have too much of a pedestal right now in today's
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Ooh, wait, like, what do you mean?
Well, like, think about it. Like you said, you're willing to build with a man, right? A lot of girls want a man that's already built.
That's already built, yeah.
You know, so like that's where they're like, I'm not gonna go to Cheesecake.
But that also can be reversed so with men, because men are wanting the same thing from women, and you know there has been the discussion of men are being the princesses right now.
I mean, there's a lot of that for sure. I'm not gonna say there's not, but
I do have an opinion.
We were talking about this on the way here.
Okay, you like being Little Spoon?
Yeah.
Weak.
So no,
I think a lot of men like being Little Spoon. They like to be held.
Occasionally.
I do. I think a lot of men like to be held.
Nah, like if I'm feeling a little sick, yeah.
Like hold me, baby.
Yeah. No, I'm not feeling good.
Give me some colors.
But we were talking about this on the way up here. We were saying that in today's world, a lot of women want to be like a man.
Okay, this is where I'm going to have an opinion. I don't think women want to be the man. I think men have not shown up in a masculine way for women to where they have to have that masculine energy.
That goes back to Taylor's statement where she said, I don't need a man, I want a man. I don't need a man for this.
Yeah,
like, there is a loss of femininity.
I'm not saying with relationships.
There is a loss of femininity.
I think in entirety.
So I'm not, you're speaking solely with the relationship. I'm saying in general, women are moving
in a very masculine light, yes.
In the way that they hated, in the way that they're saying men shouldn't have moved this way,
Okay, then ask that woman what has happened in her life to where she became more masculine. Because I'm telling you right now,
No, but
no woman wants to sit here and say, I want to be in my masculine energy.
No. You're kind of still missing what I'm saying. So like not in that they're being masculine.
Mm-hmm.
The things that men do, or historically, you know, like say like not being with their family, going and hanging out with their friends. Mm-hmm. Women more nowadays prefer to do that. Like they want that. I see a lot of women that it's like the kids are more of a nuisance.
Ooh.
You know what I mean? And that takes away from the motherly nature of a woman. Because to me,
a lot of
they're
women
wanting
out
to
here
move like men.
Bitch, I'm outside.
Because like how many men throughout our current history, you know, that we can clock that wouldn't go back home after they go to work. They're going to a bar with their friends. They're going to do this because they had their priorities were mixed up, right? They're messed up. I personally don't think that that's right either.
Mm-hmm.
But you see a lot of women that are kind of moving in the same way that was so scrutinized.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I feel that. I do feel like women. I've thank you for saying that, Esai, because I do feel like women are out here like, I'm outside if I want to be. I'm outside if I want to be.
I don't know.
And my man better be at home waiting on me.
Okay, I will say one thing. It's more. Esai told me not to say this, but I don't really care. It's women not being traditional in a way.
He said, "Don't say it."
Hear me out. That's how it was portrayed in like the 1900s, 1800s. You know, women stay home.
Use that word.
Also, when women weren't allowed to have bank accounts.
For real. I'm not disagreeing with you. I'm not disagreeing with you. But I'm saying that's where it's coming from. That's where,
I like when Kicks is here.
You know, like, so women stayed home, they cooked, they cleaned. That's how they were seen. That's how they were portrayed. So even probably when we were growing up, that's how we seen our moms, maybe our aunts, our grandmas.
He sounds like, gosh.
But now women are starting to, you know, like have more aspects to them. They're starting to open their mind a bit more and realize they want more. Mm-hmm. So they're starting to kind of venture away from that traditional wife type, even though it may not be traditional. That's how it was back in then. So that's how like they grew up.
That's not the idea of how a woman should be to this day.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
That's what you're saying. Is like, I'm not saying that that's not how a woman should be to this day, but women are 100% moving in the aspect of, yes, I am a traditional wife. I'm a woman. I'm a feminine person, but I've got this personality and I have this thing that I want to do and that thing I want to do. Like I want to have my outside professional life on top of my home life and being a wife. Like there is definitely a shift there. So because before women did not have any type of personality outside of being a housewife.
For the viewers, the one thing that came into every single woman's mind after he said traditional woman, the 100%, the one thing that they all said while watching this was, but there's no traditional men out here.
Yes.
I get that. Now, he basically said what I said. Indeed. Now, let me give him some game and along with other youngins that might be listening.
Yeah.
I've learned that you can tell women how you feel in that regard, but you have to package it a certain way for you guys to take it.
Yeah.
Because the moment you say any words like traditional.
Because Taylor is sparked right now.
No, that's when you see.
She's like, just wait till he shuts up.
They will put up a wall and ignore everything else after those words were said. So in the future, you know, package it a certain way to present it in a way that they're going to be able to accept that.
I've always been very blunt. I'm not going to like.
No, I know. No,
I understand where you're coming from. I understand. Like,
this is my homeboy's couch right now. Sorry.
No, because I
don't want to say this,
but a little bit of grace because I know what he meant.
I don't want to say this, but you're sugarcoating almost.
No. So that
how is that not sugarcoating?
No.
But Kix was really just saying that women do not view themselves as traditional women
They're
anymore.
starting to like, you know,
not that that's the standard, like that's his expectation of how a woman should be. Is that your standard of how a woman should be, Kix? Clarify?
Oh, trust me, you don't want my opinion.
Oh, fuck. Wrong question, never mind. Anyways, go ahead, Taylor.
I think what's
you go,
just
Taylor.
crazy.
Kix just buried himself.
I think when you said traditional, that's not what first came into my mind. No, and I know what you were meaning. I'm talking about what Esai said with the viewers who heard traditional probably went off and they thought this one thing.
What was
what
the
I was
thought?
thinking of? I just think that like, so you guys are talking about these, you know, like masculine roles that women are playing now, right? And by that you mean from what my perception is that like, you know, they're working more.
Yeah.
They're outside more. But what's crazy is you have like, we're talking about this, but if men do it, there's no talk about it.
What do you mean?
It's just natural for them. But like, it's just one of those things. It's one of those double-edged swords where it's like, if a woman is in a place of power, she's called a bitch. No, if a woman usually in a place of work,
I would say they're called a bitch. I would say they're called masculine.
So I'm just saying that the note, like when you think about these same qualities in a man, which is like the CEO, let's say like a man is a CEO, it is in society viewed differently than if a woman is CEO.
Oh, I see a woman CEO.
So
That's
have
a
you guys
boss
ever
bitch.
heard, and like but this is what I'm bringing up though.
She said it.
I'm not a Taylor Swift fan by any means.
Yeah.
But the song of the man, if I was a man, I wouldn't be called, you need to listen to it. And it's a really good song because she's like, if I was a man, I wouldn't be called, they wouldn't have assumed that I basically slept my way to the top. They would, if I was a man, it'd be hard work. I put in the hard work to get to where I need to be. Yeah. As a female, it's perceived differently.
But I'm gonna be honest with you. In my opinion and my experiences, when I see a woman CEO, or I've been around a man that has like peeped or picked up that a woman is like of higher value, like they're instantly attracted. Like that bitch is a boss.
I'm not saying that's what I think. These fucking stands. I'm not saying that's what I think. I'm saying that in this world that we live in, I live in my world. It is very common for if a woman gets a CEO position, all these things are assumed. She slept her way to the top. She must be a bitch.
Okay, devil's advocate.
Okay.
So women that are in that position, they got there through grit, strength, all those great qualities. Now, I will say.
Wait.
Whoa.
Wait, unless you're in the what?
Okay.
Oh, the adult industry. I was like, oh, wait a minute, Kicks, what industry now?
Anyway. So like, to an extent, everything they had to deal with to get to that could have made them a bitch. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah. It could have calloused them.
You have to be.
And that's the point right there. Men don't have to go through this shit like women do.
But I feel like they do, though.
The reason why I say that is because they do have to go through that. But it's not, it's like how men, the shit we deal with, we don't get to express our feelings on the stuff we deal with. We just have to deal with it.
Like it's just normal for a man to be calloused and just.
So we have to deal with the same stuff that she had to deal with. It was harder for her because of the respect thing and the superiority of men and women and how that's perceived in especially the business world. But they have to put up with so much that you do kind of have to be a bitch to be able to get to that power level, because you have to put up with people disrespecting you all the time, people belittling you.
You have to move in a very masculine energy.
So yeah, at that point, you do kind of have to make yourself more of a masculine figure.
You do. And that's just naturally, and I will say that is just a natural thing though, because a woman at first nature, I don't care. It doesn't matter. Like a woman, naturally, they are more empathetic. They are very.
But guys, what I'm saying is that there are the same negative connotations that come with a woman in a place of power are not thought of in today's society the same way as if a man is. I'm not talking about
it be though.
And I'm not saying it's right. I'm saying that this is just our world that we live in.
That's pretty normal. But in my opinion, you're gonna get that. That's normal. That's not. I don't see that any other kind of way. Like I don't see how that's outside of the norm, or that's looked at as like such a bad or negative thing. Yeah, I had to get masculine to get to where I'm at. At the end of the day, a woman
my point is just being complete.
But you're shedding that.
My point is being missed. He brought up women are doing more masculine things.
That's
What
not,
I
wait,
am
no,
say-
you misconstrued what I said because that's not what I said. Because no, you.
She misunderstood too. She
No,
just said yes.
no. That was to this conversation right now.
That women are in the
The masculine.
energy.
When I said the masculine, I said a boss has to be more masculine. But what I said earlier was that women are doing a lot of things that
just
men
more masculine
were, and not
Yeah,
doing
and that's where
masculine things.
I'm coming from. Was that part right there? You guys keep stemming off and like talking about these other things that weren't even in my brain. I'm just bringing it over to the point of the traditional views and all of that stuff. It's just viewed differently. Yes, women are doing more things, but it's viewed differently than if a male was going to do them because we are women.
But I will say that does go back to what I was saying, and it does all correlate because at the end of the day, women are moving in a more masculine light. Because that's the era. That's the women, we can do bad all by ourselves. We don't need a man. It is simply just a shift.
I'm just shedding light that it would be viewed differently if we were men. The words and the terminology that people use, and I'm not saying y'all use them or anything, it's just viewed differently. The terminology is used differently when you speak of a woman versus a man.
We've been calling men princesses.
Well, no,
bitch.
I see what you're saying now.
This.
And so I kind of like, I feel like the woman you're sympathetic for, but the man you're not. In the same no. So what I'm saying is in that same position as CEO, it's like you're saying that the woman is still looked down upon, even though she's made it to that, and you're saying that she.
Let me try to break this down a little bit more.
In a negative light.
Yes, what I'm saying when you brought up the fact of, well, women are doing more masculine things. I am shedding light on the fact of this wouldn't even be a topic of conversation if it was man, not a woman. Does that make sense?
It makes sense, but it is a topic of conversation because women now are saying men are more feminine.
But what I'm shedding light on to, which it trickle down to why women are viewed, differently when they're in a position of power versus a man. It's just, it wouldn't be a topic of conversation for men, but it is for women. So maybe it shouldn't be viewed as just us being more masculine. It shouldn't be questioned in that manner. We're just getting shit done. We have more rights. We have the ability to do more than what we've ever been able to do. And now all of a sudden we're being viewed as masculine. It's the same shit y'all have been doing and having bank accounts and going to work. And
hold on, wait. I got something to say.
Did you hear what you just said?
What?
You doing the same shit that we've been doing.
What?
That's what you just said.
Yeah,
that women are doing the same shit.
But it's not a topic of conversation that gets brought up when it gets talked about with men. But with women, it's seen as masculine. We're just doing everyday things.
See, but
listen, hold on, listen, because I'm a devil's advocate, and it just hit me like a lightning bolt, bitch, when you said it. Yes, that is 100% valid.
Thank you.
But I will say, devil's advocate in me, baby. Listen. Because the topic of discussion in these days, when it comes to the roles of a man, the roles of a woman, and how men are moving and how women are moving, at the end of the day, the topic of conversation is that men are moving in a more feminine light, women are moving at masculine, right? Correct. Men, maybe they're more in tune with their emotions. They're moving more feminine, which is, maybe that's something, we want that sometimes, right? We want a man to be more empathetic, but it's being seen in a negative light. And we're saying that they're being feminine, but they're being what we asked them to be.
Yeah, I'm a Libra. I like a balance in everything. I am all for, as a man, talk about your feelings. Shed a gangster tear here or there. Let it all out if you need to. That's okay. But there's a balance with men, just like with females, and I will say it too. There is a balance between the feminine energy and the masculine energy. There needs to be a balance.
I just think roles are reversed in general.
And you know, Taylor, I like to apologize because this whole for real, this whole segment, I was supposed to validate you, and I didn't validate.
I was gonna say that. I was gonna throw that out there, like how far we have gotten from the topic that was supposed to be talked about.
A different topic, real quick, to validate the clip.
This was great content.
It was great content, but we should pick a real quick different where we could validate you though, because I didn't realize that was gonna go as far.
Can y'all
left.
validate me? Could you? I mean, I know I understand.
We did.
I
just opened
I
up a can of
explain
worms.
things a little backwards sometimes, but that that last point that I made, that was the whole point I was trying to make.
My
It would
homegirls
just
catch
be
everybody.
seen differently
Yeah.
with females.
Yeah, I disagree. No, I'm just
Here we fucking go.
Okay,
So
we're about to go right back down the rabbit hole.
no.
What's another good one real quick that we could just do for the validate me real quick?
Validate me.
Because I do want to clip that, but I don't want that to be her validation part. Because she does deserve to be validated.
Huh?
A hot take. What's a good one? There was a good ass one we used that we talked about.
To be validated?
Yeah. Oh, it was like men looking at women.
Story time.
What was
Story
the story
time.
behind that? I can't remember. But you
Okay,
remember
so
it?
we were sitting at the restaurant, right?
So so we're
Because-
validating Taylor real quick.
validation take 2. ADHD.
Wait, real quick before you start, we just went to Twin Peaks before this. So when you said that, we both looked at each other.
Listen, men going to Twin Peaks is just it to me. Yeah, listen,
I'm not gonna say it. I'm not
I
gonna
went to
say it.
Twin
I'm not
Peaks
gonna say
once.
it.
I went to Twin Peaks once, and I was just like, "This is the most misogynistic bullshit I've ever experienced in my motherfucking life." Even pulling in the parking lot, it was like trucks on trucks with the big ball swinging from the bottom.
I kept my eyes. I kept my eyes down at the table. I kept my eyes down at the table.
Or even I even felt bad for the. I even felt bad for the girls. Like, you bitches are really in here.
The girls know what they're doing.
Yeah, I know.
But
You know,
even-
they put themselves in that.
Bro, I was asking Issa, like, how
But
many
even
girls
then-
don't get the job?
Huh?
How many girls
They have
don't
to
get
go
the
through a
job?
whole process.
That's what I'm
But
saying.
can you imagine like going to that interview? That's why I feel bad for these bitches because bitch even like put yourself in that position to even be judged on your looks,
Hun.
like to even do that.
We gotta go back around. They distracted us with
They
Twin
did.
Peaks. Okay, validate. Okay, so we were sitting at dinner, right? Last night.
Yeah.
Justice needed to sober up. So we're sitting there and there's a table like catty cornered of us and it's a double date. And, you know, we looked good last
We
night.
did.
We looked real good.
We did.
And I look over and I make eye contact with one of the boyfriends.
Oh my God, that isn't brought that up.
And I, you know, just was friendly and then looked the other way.
Yeah.
Like one of those awkward, like,
But,
ah, shit,
you
we
could
made eye
tell.
contact. He continued
You could tell.
to just stare at me to the point where his girlfriend clocked it.
Yeah.
Now, as a woman, I think that is fucking disgusting.
Yes.
If you are out on a date with your girl or a girl that you're interested in, don't be out here staring at other women.
Yes. And I will say that's the one I wanted to bring up for the validation because in that moment that we were discussing this, I felt validated
Mhm.
because being on the other side of that situation with you as, you know, just being out with my girlfriend,
Mhm.
because I've been out on a date and the man that I'm with is looked at another woman and it's like,
It always reminds me of the
What?
shout out Tech Nine.
and
the
some men
song, The
really think that it's
Waitress.
okay. What'd you say?
It always reminds me of the Tech Nine song, The Waitress.
I heard it.
He's talking about he's on a date, but he's staring at the waitress.
Oh. That's so disrespectful. That's disrespectful. Y'all don't agree?
Oop.
That is disrespectful.
Oh my
as
God,
fuck.
I got validated.
That is disrespectful.
Hey.
Did it as fuck.
I'm not gonna say who. Obviously, I'm not even gonna say where I was. I was on the moon. Anyways,
Yeah.
I was on the moon.
there
Twin
was a
Peaks.
couple that we were with, and I clocked the girl. I
Ooh.
fucking some dudes.
Ooh.
This guy is such a great guy. But you know, like I've seen it in the other reverse
Yeah,
way
yeah.
too.
And I think it's gross on both
But it's
ends.
obvious
Yeah.
as fuck.
Yeah, like
And
it's
it's just
obvious as hell when you stare at somebody.
And I've been in a situation where like they were just like,
Mhm.
what? Like, I'm with you.
I mean, shit. Even
Oh,
last
isn't
night
it-
when
wasn't
we were
even
at
like, of course, like it was just a natural look.
More Than Friends, and like this guy wasn't with a girl or anything, but you know, sometimes you men have a fucking staring problem.
It's like you can tell like this nigga wanted.
This man at the bar was just staring at me. And then
Yeah.
he would like,
At the end of the day, you
Smile.
can feel what a nigga want to do when he's looking at you. Period. Point blank. It's like I don't know. It's like unspoken language. Like I don't know. It is a very much an energy that you can feel, and it's disrespectful.
So
it's creepy.
how
It's
does
harassment.
that make you guys? Yeah, that's what I was gonna ask. Is it like, do you guys feel like creeped out when guys are looking at you?
When
Yeah.
guys look at me like that,
wait. Let me put it in terms because last week you guys said something that was like, it was with the episode 9 when you guys said if a busted dude left you a
harassment.
voice
It's
memo, it's
harassment.
harassment. But if it's not a busted dude, it's
okay,
all right.
but first off,
So
there's
is it the
just
same
like
for staring?
now if it,
You know what? Perception rules the world. If he's good looking, I'm probably not going to perceive it as creepy. But this man was, it was
creepy. I don't think I've looked at it as creepy. Even if the man is ugly. And I know I look good.
No, there's just like a certain look where you can pick up that a man doesn't have good intentions with you.
Yes, that is a completely different vibe.
Yes,
it's like weird
with that little smirk.
It's a weird vibe. But in the instance of like what you're explaining, when a nigga look at me and I know I look good, like I know look at me.
And devil's advocate, you guys said y'all did look great last night.
Yeah.
Do you guys go out looking good, expecting no one to stare at you?
No.
You know what I mean?
I go out knowing I'm gonna look good.
Yeah, if I had the Mona Lisa on my back.
But let's make it clear, I look good. You know what I mean? I don't look.
I know I look good,
else.
and I'm clocking all this tea and energy up in here.
The glares are just an added little cherry on top.
Yeah.
But so that's what I'm saying. Like,
I'm going out with like the intent that I'm going in here.
Yeah, I mean, we walked into a couple different rooms last night where we got stares, and we were like, "Yep, we're that bitch." Yeah. It's just the creepy stares, the creepy men stares. I can't
busted
do.
stares.
Yeah. But I do feel like a man in a relationship or a man out on a date when he looks at you.
Yes,
I'm gonna say this why it's disrespectful, because being on both sides of that situation. It's an instant, like you just asked, like, ooh, it is an ick. It's an ick, but it's like, for me, being the object of affection in that moment, like, it does give that woman that validation. Mm-hmm. It gives that other woman validation.
See, and this is why I say I want that dark love. You shouldn't have eyes for anybody.
You know, so that's why it is disrespectful, because I've been on both sides where I felt like, damn, fuck my nigga looking at. And then I've also been the object of the affection where I'm just like, yeah, I know I look good. And it makes me feel good. And I know you're out on a date with women that's fucked up for her, but I'm going to keep walking like I'm walking. Mm-hmm.
Okay, so we talked about this before too, because when we were at Twin Peaks, I was like, yeah, no, I mean, me and my girl, we come here, you know.
You and your girl go to Twin Peaks?
Yeah.
Oh, she a strong back motherfucker to go there with you.
No, and she is.
I mean, I used to go to Twin Peaks with my guy friends.
I don't know.
Never in my life will I ever.
I don't know. I don't know if she would mind me saying this on the podcast, and we'll see. But like, men are men.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
We're always gonna look everywhere.
And that was my point, saying that some men really think that it's
so
okay.
like, but I think it's a maturity level thing, because like in the beginning of our relationship, if I seen some girl walk past me with a fat ass, I'm sneaking a look, right? Yeah. It's a sneak.
Yeah.
But now that we're 8 years into our relationship, if there's a fat ass around and she clocks it, she'll tell me like look.
Okay, so I think that there's a difference between, you know, like, you know, acknowledging that somebody's good looking, but there's a difference between that and, you know,
the flirtatious.
Yeah. Like, I mean, like you said, men are men. I mean, I'll be the first one to point out a fat ass. But like, I feel like there's just a difference when you're like, the gaze is like longing and like.
No, I know.
See, mine's is just flat out. You better curb it. You better curb it when you with me.
Yeah.
But devil's advocate. So okay,
you better curb it with me, because I promise you,
hold on.
If I see a fine ass nigga walk by and I'm with you, but I'm curbing it. I'm curbing it.
Method Man walks by you shirtless. Michael B. Jordan, you're not gonna catch a sneak peek.
I just said I'm curbing it.
You know what I'm doing if I'm with my girl and we're walking past Michael B. Jordan with the shirt off? Say this is her.
Come on, bitch. Let's go. Come on, like you better curb it with me.
But okay, devil's advocate. You're with your man. Meg the Stallion walks by him. Everybody stares at that bitch. She's perfect.
Bitch, you better not look. We move.
Hey.
I'm just. What'd you say, Eastside?
Hey,
what are you doing? Meg the Stallion walk by my nigga. Nigga, come on, let's go. Close your eyes, let's go. Like,
you better cover the motherfucking eyes.
Girl, you better curb it. And that's just like,
see, but you don't look at it as he's still going home to you.
Fuck no, I don't give a fuck.
No, because it's why you're single.
No, I don't care.
You're probably right.
I don't care.
Okay, so just how you guys don't want your man looking at any other girls or, you know, like cheating in any aspect, how would you feel if your man watches porn or like adult films?
Okay.
I feel like everybody watches porn.
I will say, but you know, I don't think my man watches porn right now. I'll just be honest with you. I don't think I've ever seen.
I don't know.
him
I
or
guess it
caught
would
him
depend on the
watching porn.
situation. Did you ask me to watch porn with you?
Now, if I caught him watching porn, with,
Are you watching porn a lot,
yeah,
like
it's
Don
just
John?
a little different.
Like, is it a fetish? Yeah.
Okay, let's put it on that. Let's put
Isn't
it on
that
that.
what the movie?
like, let's take it up.
Don
Look,
John, yeah.
Yeah,
Let's do it.
let's put it at that level. So
Like
say
Don John.
So say okay, listen. So say you guys go out on a date, night's fun. You guys go home. Have your little bit of fun time. Before he goes to sleep, he's like, "Let me go do something real quick."
Okay,
no.
but is he asking? But did you? Did the woman tell
listen,
him no?
He's letting you know. He's letting you know, like, listen, I'm
Is
gonna
that
go.
his preference though? Over
No,
getting
you
some
guys
real
have already
coochie in
done
the
what
bed
you.
is the end of the
You
day.
guys have already done what you guys have done. It's already been on that.
You can say
He's-
sex.
I was gonna say fuck, but
okay.
So you guys have already had.
done what you've done.
Well, because I don't know who watches this. I don't want to be like, oh yeah, you guys have
unfiltered as
you guys
fuck
have
on
poked
here.
the whiskers, or
You know, we're unfiltered.
but
We're unfiltered kicks. So basically, y'all went on a date, y'all fucked, and he still wants to get one more off.
yeah, like he's gonna go do that before he goes to sleep.
I think that's a little odd.
I think
Yeah,
I think you're not
that's a problem.
satisfied. Now I'm a little offended, but
Yeah.
if you're, I feel like that's not necessary.
Okay,
it
then-
is a little weird.
Okay, now let's
But
say.
like, if I'm like
Now let's
out
say he's
on
not-
a work trip and he gotta
watching
let
porn,
off
no
some
big
steam,
deal.
I don't give a
Okay,
fuck.
then let's say he's not even finishing. Let's just say he's just going to watch it.
Yeah, what are you
That's a
doing? That for
problem.
me is
Exactly.
like that's
Watches
not
porn.
like you're. I don't know
Like
what
that.
you're doing. My question is like, why are you watching that as like a sitcom?
Yeah,
Like, at that point,
that
comes
went
off
down
like
a route I
sitcom.
didn't think
Okay,
it was gonna
Now,
go.
if he want to be hot and
No, no,
steamy,
so-
Okay, why did you say
Kicks.
it?
No,
Kicks,
listen.
do you just sit around and watch
No.
porn? Is that what
No,
we're
no.
doing?
Okay, you want to
Wait.
know? I play video games a lot. I'm like on the game for like 6 hours.
That's a problem. No,
That's
Hey,
a problem.
listen.
no. So
I work
Justice,
nights, all right?
I was kind of wondering while that conversation was going, like to the point of you saying like
yeah,
you don't want to see your man checking out no woman on
Yeah.
the street.
yeah,
You, like being with you.
yes.
I would think that porn is worse than that.
If my man, if like we're watching it together, and am I okay with him watching?
No,
porn,
no,
or
like I would think that you wouldn't like him watching it at all if you don't even want him like you don't like, because I'm telling you, it's men's nature to look,
yeah,
and like I'll say this, it wasn't the greatest advice from the greatest person, but I was always taught when you're in a relationship,
look but don't touch.
bingo.
Ew.
I know. And like I said, it's not the best advice,
Yeah.
but like to me, like there is some truth to that.
Yeah.
Because that's gonna bring
Look,
up the
but
self
don't touch.
control.
But don't look and like don't look
Don't
while you with your.
fantasize.
No, not even that. But it's just like look, but don't touch. When you with your friends, when you with your boys, and it's out, and it's like, oh, obviously that's because bitch. When I'm with you, you're with me.
I'm single. I can do whatever the fuck I want.
My point, but like,
Tread lightly.
if I'm with my man, I'm not gonna sit there and like have like full conversation. Like, oh, he fine, he whoop de whoop, bop de whoop, bop, boom, boom. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, there's just natural things that occur when you're with your homeboys.
You're talking
or
about
with your
specifically
homegirls.
when they are with.
For sure.
When you're with your woman, absolutely curb that shit.
Yeah.
So cheating in
100%
private.
curb
So
it.
cheating in
And as
private.
far
It's basically what it is. This is kind of what it
Kicks.
sounds like cheating in
you about to
private.
get kicked.
He's gonna get
Listen,
kicked.
But as far as the porn situation goes, I feel like that's a different aspect. Now, if he's at home watching porn and I'm upstairs,
Yeah.
that's weird.
Yeah.
Especially if you ain't asked me. Now, if
Yeah,
you
if you
ask
didn't
me and I'm
even
like,
gone
I ain't
upstairs.
in the mood, and you down there doing that, get your shit off. Whichever you
Yeah.
need to do. But as long as you ain't cheat, I know you ain't out fucking a bitch. You need to go watch that to get off. Go ahead. But if we in the bed together and we watching it, no, I don't see an issue watching porn with my man.
Right.
That doesn't bother me. We're watching porn.
Yeah.
We learned some new tricks.
It's movie night.
You know what I'm saying? Like, it is different. I think it's a different vibe. It's a different energy.
Yeah.
I feel like you're blatantly disrespecting your woman instead of
Right.
something else. Kicks.
Assume that position.
I hope other women feel validated after that.
That's why I don't come to this podcast.
That it is different. It is different energies, and you
He's
should never
poking the
accept your man
whiskers.
looking at another bitch while y'all. I don't give a fuck. That's the energy, and that's the validation. Is that your man should not be looking at another bitch.
Validated stamp.
Validated.